Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I want to introduce you to the new collection, which is Tea House, and it will come in 3 colors. Today I'm going to show you 2 of them because the third one isn't here yet, but I did not want to delay because I know several of you are very excited to have this, and I'm very excited to show it to you. The color I'm going to start out with is going to be the Chamomile. This is a reincarnation of Allie Brown Joy. It's a very nice and bright cheery color. I have a toffee Darcy right here, and you can see that it has a very shiny surface, nice and shiny. This leather starts out very matte, so it's not going to have that shine. Like you can see that it just doesn't, it's not shiny. So it will patina just like the Darcy leather and the Pemberley leathers do. So this bright yellow is going to mellow out, and in fact on screen it looks brighter than it actually is. It's a more muted yellow, and here you can see what it looks like with the stitching. So we have matching stitching, and yeah, there you can see what it looks like. So it's actually a more subdued yellow. It looks more like buttercup yellow. I don't know. But to me, this looks bright on screen, but hopefully by the time you see it, it won't be so bright. But yeah, so this leather here it's a veg tan leather, just like the Mr. Darcy is. And this is a custom color for us. And this color is called Chamomile, and this is a weeks in that. So you can see that it's nice and thin. I'll hold it Mockingbird up next to it. All right, so you can see them kind of side by side and kind of get a feel for the thickness there. And I actually can measure the thickness for you so that you know exactly how thick it is. So I'm going to do it on the classic though, because stitching might interfere with it. Yeah, 1.8 millimeters thick. This Blue Jay over here is 1.7 millimeters thick. Mr. Darcy is going to be about twice that, I think. So 2.48, so 2.5 millimeters thick. So that should give you an idea about how thick it is. So just like with the Mr. Darcy leather, this leather will patina, it'll get deeper and darker, but one thing that this leather doesn't really do is it doesn't really show scuffs. This is the Earl Grey color, and if you look at a brewed cup of tea, this does look like the Earl Grey color. And here's this stack right here, so you can see kind of how that looks. So they're all really pretty. Okay, so now even this one has it here. So the way this leather ages, because it's a little bit different than Darcy. Okay, so Darcy, if you even look at Mr. Darcy wrong, his pride gets crushed and he shows his scratches and everything. So that's one of the charms about Mr. Darcy leather, is that it shows its scratches. And like I have, let's see here, I have like scratches here, I have dings and dents, I have a scratch here, and that's a new one, just happened today. This scratches up very easily. This leather, on the other hand, does not scratch up that easily. Like, I mean, it will still scratch, but yeah, it'll still scratch. But you can rub it out pretty easy with your thumb. So you're going to rub that right out. And the other thing that this leather does, which you can see it right here, you can see if something hard rubs against this leather, it makes it shiny. And I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to show you right now. This is my own personal notebook. So it'll scratch, it'll get darker. You can rub it out with your finger, but can you see the shine that's starting to develop right there? where I've been rubbing it. So that just means that wherever there's friction, wherever this rubs up against, it's going to get darker and shinier there. And I love that because this is going to age so uniquely, especially unique to however you use it. And it's going to have lots of character that is built in. Now it's going to come to you with some marks already on it. Unfortunately, these are handmade, so these marks cannot be avoided. So when it comes to you, it may already start to have some of those marks developing, and that's something that you should embrace. If you expect to receive a perfect, pristine thing, then probably don't order this because it's not going to come to you perfect or pristine. So one of the things that you can see clearly on this one here is you can see where the pressure foot from the sewing machine has left a border on here. Now, given time, this will lift out. It will just automatically just kind of push out. A quick pro tip, if you like, is you can take a damp kitchen towel and put it over top of this, and then take a steam iron, and with the steam on, you can hold it about that far away from the leather and just kind of move it around the leather, and that will help plump up any of the indents or the presser foot or anything like that. You can plump that up and it will help with some of that look. It may not work 100%. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it will definitely help. It doesn't bother me because I know, okay, that's how it was made. But you can see, let me see if I can move this so that you can see it really well. You know, just from being handled, it's going to have, like you can see, there's a few little marks right here. That's completely normal. It cannot be avoided. If we all wore wool gloves, we could maybe avoid it, but we wouldn't be able to work. So I'm trying to speak plainly because I want you to be prepared when you get this, that these are not flaws. These are just marks of being made, and you should embrace them. If these kinds of things are not your cup of tea, I like that pun. If these things are not for you, then please just avoid this collection. But plenty of you love to have the aged look, and you like that look, so this is going to be perfect for you. I love when I find, you know, especially if it's something that, because I'm holding it all the time, and like it starts to get my handprint on it, and the places where my fingers were start to get shiny because I'm holding it all the time. I personally love that. Like, I want my thumbprint to be on the front and my other fingers to be on the back, and then it's mine. So I'm looking forward to breaking this one in. I just moved into this one today. Soon I'll have a video where I show you about Passport, and I was surprised what I thought about it, but I'm using this one here and I like it. I'm using a classic. I really like classic, and I'm also using the glue-in pin loop. And if you hand mill this, hand milling is basically rolling, and if you want to see the right way to roll, look up Sam Plans. She has a video on how she rolls her leather. I don't recommend rolling your leather, but I know people do it, so I want to point you in the right direction. I do not like to beat my leather into submission. I just like it to submit naturally over time. So I get along better that way. So it goes pretty easy. Like, I'm not using a lot of pressure. It's a medium to soft hand. It's not floppy. Okay, so like it'll spring back. It'll just spring open. This one here is more floppy, but it'll also kind of do that, I guess, with your stuff all hanging out. It folds around the inserts. It's not heavy, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to look at. It's very attractive. When your eye sees it, you want to pick it up, you want to touch it, you want to feel it. And it is thin, which I don't have a lot of thin leathers, but this is rather thin. So, all right, so I told you already that the yellow, which is Chamomile, is a reincarnation of the Ali Brown Joy. The Earl Grey is a reincarnation of Toffee. If you put a lot of pressure on this, a lot of smooth pressure, firm pressure, you will get it to shine like this. and then the color will deepen and they'll be the same because they're the same color. And coming in a few weeks will be Matcha, which is a nice bright green color. When it patinas, it will get an earthy tone to it, and that's why I named it Matcha. I hope I answered all of your questions. If I didn't, please leave them in the comments below and we will get to them as fast as we possibly can. This is going to be done by pre-sale because we only have a limited amount of the leather, and we'll order more, of course. This is not a limited edition. This is going to last for as long as it's popular, just like anything else that we offer. If you don't get it the first time, just hang on, we will restock. I don't want a frenzy. So we have enough for just over 200 orders. We're going to do the chamomile first. Sign up for the email newsletter and then you'll know exactly when it's going to be offered for pre-order. And then the following week we will have the Earl Grey go up for pre-order, and you'll be able to, you know, get the one that you want, I hope. After we have the pre-order, then we will have the weeks. We will have everything that we normally do that's not a TN. We will have all of that after the pre-order. Just the TN is going to be on pre-order. Everything else will follow and very shortly. So again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We will get to them just as soon as we possibly can. I want to say thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful time and enjoy this leather as much as I do. All right, bye.